Before we go into a second round of questions, I just wanted to touch base on the coronavirus. We've heard a lot of discussion about that throughout the week between the Department of Health and PASSHE earlier. So for each of you, for any student study abroad, you're almost a flashpoint between the student study abroad, exchange students. Have you had discussions with the Department of Health how to deal with it, and also research, which I believe Chancellor Gallagher can speak of as well. So whoever wants to go.
Well, we certainly have we have a campus abroad in Italy, in Rome, not in the north of Italy, but we monitored it very carefully, and we as soon as the CDC came out with its level 3 warning, I guess you'd call it, we withdrew everyone from the Rome, Italy program. It's a study abroad program, and so students were studying abroad. I feel so bad for the students wanting to have an entire semester in Rome had to come back, but they come back, they go into self-isolation for 2 weeks, keeping in touch with our student health, and then we will provide for them the rest of their program online or however. We also have banned, well before that, when things started breaking in China, we banned travel to China, university travel there. We also withdrew some students who were in South Korea, just a handful of students, and brought them back home. And as with anything, we continue to monitor, but I feel so bad for the students because they were looking for an experience, aren't able to get it, but our commitment is to make them whole in terms of their program and in terms of their classes.
So we've been activated our pandemic plan about 3 weeks ago in our Emergency Operations Center last week, formally. Basically, you can think of it as sort of 4 buckets of activities. We have international students on our campus who are from countries that are being highly impacted by the coronavirus now. They can't return. They have family there. Some are on visas, will complete their studies. We don't want to be in a situation where we'd be sending them back into a high-risk area. A lot of planning and a lot of communication directly with them through our Office of International Studies, and also trying to do contingency planning. What, can we provide them extended housing and so forth if there's delays there. The second population are students here in the U.S. that we're planning or are abroad. We have a very extensive study abroad program in multiple countries. We have been, for students that are already abroad, tying it to the CDC travel advisory levels. Again, China, Iran, we didn't have any students in Iran, South Korea, Italy, and now to 3 more countries in Europe. Those students are being called back. We have canceled our student study abroad program that was take place for spring break next week, and we continue just to monitor that situation. The third one, of course, is for what happens if we're seeing community-based transmission in the vicinity of our campuses. That's mostly contingency planning. We're working closely with federal and state and local health department officials, with UPMC, and it's really across the board. Education, Q&A centers being set up. We've increased availability of sanitation. Janitorial service have been expanded to do clean surfaces, things of that type. And then finally, on the research front, as you might imagine, a very active area. Pitt has a long track record doing vaccine-based research, and our Center for Vaccine Research has the coronavirus in its biosafety level 3 facilities doing active research on a new vaccine, and is one of only a handful of sites in the U.S., university-based sites in the U.S. doing that work. So very active and ongoing, and as you know, changes by the hour.
So Penn State is also working very actively here. We've stood up 12 different groups to work on everything from the study abroad programs, potential disruptions that might occur in supply chain or other abilities, housing for the summer, communication strategies, So a large number of groups to look at every conceivable, one for athletics, and even in case that large gatherings become something that are problematic. And we have decided that all spring break programs should not go forward no matter where they are. So that announcement was made this morning, I believe, or if not, it's going to be made today. We have followed the path of when CDC goes to level 3, that then we need to end our semester programs. This is a challenge. Part of what we've done is looking at how it is that we make sure that the students are quarantined in that particular case, but also how we can deliver the rest of their education so that they're not at risk of basically losing a semester. The CDC asked us to consider ending all semester programs. We're systematically going through those today to look where there's risk and where there's less risk, and making sure that we are successful in ensuring that they don't lose that particular credit. As you can imagine, we have parents who say, how dare you bring my kid home? They're having such a great time in such and such a country and there's no one there. And we have other people who are saying, how could you be so irresponsible as to leave the students in such and such place, whether they have a risk or not? So it's a very interesting topic to work through, but we've really pulled out all the stops to get across the university to deal with the ramifications.
Dr. Allen?
So most of our study abroad happens during the spring, so no one's gone anywhere yet, except we've just gotten back from spring break and people on their own went many places. And so we're following the Chester County Health Department and precautions, doing some extra cleaning on our campus, and putting out the kind of alerts and information for students. As I sit here with my antibacterial wet ones, to practice the best cold etiquette that we can, and we have our health services on call should we have any people showing any symptoms.
Thank you.